Okay, we're going to be learning the first 5 notes of the B flat major scale, and that is going to be on our alto saxophone. So I'm soaking my reed here as I put it together. I have put together the body. I'm holding on to the bell and the body with 2 hands, always with 2 hands. I've already put on my neck strap. I'm going to go ahead and hook that onto the back where the little hook is, and I'm going to adjust it. Now, some of you may need 2 hands for this. If that's the situation, what I need you to do is go ahead and put this onto your right leg, kind of like a guitar, right, does, and then you can adjust this. And we want this at the height. When we go to let go, and it's going to be, oh, that's too high, so I'm going to go and put it back on my leg. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. That's about right, okay? So I'm going to take my mouthpiece cover off. I'm going to go ahead and take my ligature off. I'm going to take that off. And you can even take off the mouthpiece if you want. Take the excess moisture off there. We're going to put the cut part on the outside of the mouthpiece, right? We're not going to put it in the hole. We're just going to put it nice and flat right on there. So you can see that. We are going to line it up exactly with the top, so it's nice and even at the top, holding at the bottom so that you can slip over the ligature with, of course, the screws to the right, carefully not hitting and chipping the reed. I'm going to go ahead and pull that down past the cut part right there and line it up again, and now we can tighten down those screws righty-tighty or clockwise, and now our reed is set. And we can go back and put that onto the neck of our saxophone. All right. We don't want to crank that down too much. And now we're ready to go. So let's talk about placement of fingers. Now on this chart that we have right here, you see like on the G, which is the 1, right? You have those 3 black dots. Well, last time I counted, there's actually 5 different notes we can play. Now some of your left-hand notes, this is the upper part of the saxophone. The left hand is going to be playing here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different buttons. Now some of you may have a gold button for your very first one. That's perfectly fine. Just make sure you're counting it. And we want to think is 2, 4, 5. We're going to skip. Now this is with my first, second, and third finger, which is a little confusing. So again, you're going to put first finger on the second one, my next finger, my middle finger on the 4th one, and my ring finger is on the 5th one. Notice how the first and third one are not being covered right now. So again, that's 2, 4, 5. Skip 2, 4, 5. I'm not using my pinky, and my thumb is on the back side, sitting there ready to go, or I can press the register key if I need to when I get to my 5 or my D, my high D. Now the right hand is a little bit easier because there's only 3 buttons. Well, there's another one, but that's a little trickier one. 1, 2, 3. And you can see that down below here on this G, there's 3 white dots. So that means we're not going to be pressing those. And black ones means we're pressing them, and white means that we're not pressing them. There's also an oval just to the left of the, I don't know if you can see this, but just to the left of those 3 notes, and that is going to be the register key. We'll get to that when we get to the D. So let's start with the first 3, which is again its fingerings 2, 4, and 5. We're going to put our teeth on the top, right? About a 1/2 inch. Your lower lip is going to lightly cover those lower teeth, lightly. And then we're going to not let the air come out the side, so we're going to close the air, right? And on the bottom side of the reed, our tongue is just sitting right there. We're going to say ta, ta, ta. And as we say ta, it drops the jaw and allows the air to come out, right? So I have my finger in for my G, 2, 4, 5, and my right thumb is on my hook. That's my thumb rest right there. Nothing is being pressed down here. You can kind of just have those hands hang out. And this first one right here is our G. This is our lowest note, our low note. Now you heard first the high note because I have a firm embouchure. The shape of my mouth when I'm playing my instrument, my wind instrument, was a little tight, like a tiger, right? So what's happening there is it's going to make me play my high G, but I want to play my low G. So I'm going to drop that jaw more, make sure I have a good angle here, right? My chin can probably come up a little bit higher here. Teeth are on, lower lip covered, and it should be straight with our lips. Ta. Stomach breathing. Teeth are on top, lower lip, tongue on the bottom of the reed. And we really want to think about saying M, rolling those lips in, keeping those corners nice and firm. Ta. First thing you want to do is make sure you get long notes. Long notes are so important, always so good for you. And then as you get more comfortable with that, try to chop them up with the tongue. Ta, 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 ta. Let's try 4 of those. And we can really stop the note. My tongue just going ta, ta, ta. So the tongue is really the start and the stop of every single note, and we're pressing from our stomach all the way through the instrument, okay? Our next note is going to be our 2 or our A, and that has 2 fingers. Now you can see that there's 2 black dots on that A, and that's the first and second finger, or technically the second and fourth note, key I should say. Hopefully your note matches mine. Let's move up to the B. B is just the very first finger, so we're just really easy. There's your 1, 3 fingers. Your 2 is 2 fingers, and your 3 is 1 finger. That's confusing, right? Think of it like an elevator, right? So as we go up the elevator, first floor, second floor, third floor, right? Try not to think of it as far as first note is first finger. Don't do that. Try to think about it like first floor, second floor, third floor. Okay, so let's go to that third floor or third note, which is our B natural. Hopefully your note matches mine. Okay, and then let's look at the C. The C, we're going to move to our middle finger back to just the 4th pad there, or 4th key, or middle finger. You can hear our notes are going higher, right? And we're not going to be switching out of this. So when we say this is essentially our home row, our 2, our 4, and our 5, our fingers aren't going to move for right now. So just leave them there or pick them up. Push them down, pick them up, but don't move them around, okay? Last note, and this is what our other video started with, is our high note, is our D. So we're going to have to press down our thumb register, our 2nd, 4th, and 5th, and our 1st, 2nd, 3rd. All of them pressed down. Make sure you're sealing those pads and the air's not leaking out. This one, we're going to have to try to really say M and roll those corners in and say T, smile. Right? Let that air through. Make sure you're saying T to let the air through. So all together, 1, G, 2, A, 3, B, 4, D, 4, C, 5, D. And you can descend or go down the scale too. Scale is going to be the organization of notes in order from low to high or high to low. And generally, scale or a key is all the notes of a song. Practice ascending, descending, and those are the 5 notes of the alto sax.